Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Alan Noble. I'm dialing in from Dallas, Texas, and I am super excited about tonight's webinar. We are going to take a deep, exciting dive into some of the amazing ingredients in the product range in all of our amazing RENU Advanced Skincare System, the only redox skincare system in the world. And I am so excited for our guest tonight, who is going to share her amazing wisdom on these incredible products. We have the one and only Becky Cox, who is the VP of Global Marketing for ASEA. And there's absolutely nobody better to take us through this, this incredible information. So thank you, Becky, for joining us on the webinar tonight.
Thank you for the invitation. It's an honor to be on the call with you tonight.
Well, I appreciate it. Well, you and I were just talking a little bit about kind of taking a sneak peek at some of the information you're going to share here tonight. And it is super exciting. In fact, I got so caught up in the information, we almost forgot to hit the broadcast button and let people into the webinar. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's dig into these amazing products.
Great, fantastic. So super happy to be with you. I'm really excited about this product line. At ASEA, when we started talking about launching additional products, it was a really complex conversation because we know people love our flagship redox products, and we really didn't want to diminish that in any way. In fact, we wanted to build that story up even higher. And so really the RENU Advanced story is a redox story. The product line was built around redox. That's really the centerpiece and the most significant technology in the system, but we were able to find some really interesting technologies, ingredient technologies that are really on the cutting edge of science, using botanical ingredients to really support, really build up the redox story. And so that's what I wanted to talk to you about tonight. When you talk about the story of RENU Advanced, it's really the story of healthy skin. The story is that everyone is born with this gorgeous young skin. A baby's skin is beautiful. No one after that has the same kind of skin. Your cells, every person's individual cells, are the fingerprint, which is why you'll see a fingerprint image all over our products. The cells are really the fingerprint of this original beautiful skin. Youthful skin, the skin of a child, renews itself on an ongoing basis over and over again. We know from learning about RENU 28 that that's a 28-day cycle for healthy skin, right? A person with the optimal healthy skin, their skin cells will renew every 28 days. But over time, the cellular turnover slows way down. So by the time you're 40 or 50 or 60, you may be taking twice as long to regenerate cells, which means that the surface of your skin looks like it's aging. You have wrinkles, you have other blemishes on your face, and other loss of elasticity all over your body that helps us understand that we're old, that we're aging. Some of us don't care and some of us do, but I think everyone, regardless of whether you care about the exterior appearance of your skin, would agree that they would like to have healthier skin. Skin is not just for beauty. Skin is our largest immune organ. It's really what protects us from pathogens in the outside environment. And so it's a key part of being healthy as a whole.
And Becky, if I can just kind of interject there, I think one of the things that's so exciting about this product range that we're going to talk about is it really is healthy skin is at the very core of it. When so many products out there are trying to bring about maybe an anti-aging effect through, you know, gimmicks and tricks and sometimes toxins and inflammation of the skin.
Absolutely.
This is a healthy skincare system. Healthy skin is beautiful skin, and that's at the whole root of this product, of this system.
Right, and the whole goal, you'll hear our tagline, get your best skin back. That's the whole goal, is bring your skin's functionality, each individual cell, the genetic expression of your cells, the tools that your cell needs, the production of those tools to keep your skin cells vibrant and healthy. That's really at the center of what RENU Advanced stands for. So, but again, really foundational to that, the fundamental piece of that is redox signaling. And you can see here on this next slide, redox is key. Just one second. Without these redox signaling molecules in our skin, we can't have healthy skin, and redox function slows down as we age, just like many other functions in our body. So ASEA's groundbreaking technology, we're the only company in the world that has this redox signaling technology, is really what the RENU Advanced product line is centered around. And everyone hopefully on this call knows that we have a supplement called the ASEA Redox supplement, and that's really the inside-out version of this redox technology, right? You take it internally and it affects every system of your body to increase the health of every system of the body. And frankly, if I were super interested in making my skin healthy, I would also be taking the redox supplement. That, you know, even for people that are mostly interested in the external appearance of their skin, that's going to be something that will really help that. However, we do have 2 outside-in products, 2 topical products that will affect our overall skin health from the outside in. And so those 2 products, we'll talk about them in just a second. Those 2 products are really the 2 products that this product line is centered around. They represent the repair phase of the regimen. So those 2 products, as well as the redox supplement, those are products that have been validated by external companies who have looked at our product and validated that, yes, they do contain these redox signaling molecules. The company that we point at for that validation is a company called Bioagilytics. They're an independent laboratory, and they've certified all of our products, all of our redox products, to have these redox molecules in them. So on the back of every product, you'll see, if you turn it over, you can see that they are Bioagilytics certified to contain redox signaling molecules.
And Becky, if I can just say something here on this, just to really make sure everybody understands this, that, you know, when these molecules have never existed outside of the human body except in these 3 products that you see here. The Redox Drink, the RENU 28 Revitalizing Gel, the whole body gel, and then this intense serum that we're going to be talking a little bit more about later. And anytime you're bringing something to the marketplace that the world has never seen before, it's never existed before, truly category creator, it's so important to have this third-party validation. And I believe that Bioagilytics is, they work with some of the top global pharmaceutical companies in the world. I've heard that half their employees have PhDs. I mean, this is a very, very credible company that verifies and certifies every single batch of our redox products.
That's absolutely right. We actually, the company has an entirely separate entity that's sort of our science entity, and the resources that are allocated to that organization are solely dedicated to the science behind the product and behind the technology. And so we actually have an ongoing scientific effort to validate the product, to support the product, to engineer additional products from the original technology, to refine the production process, all of these things ongoing. Honestly, it's one of the things, it's probably the key reason I came to ASEA. I was just intrigued and excited about the technology, and then the resources that are allocated to validating and expanding our knowledge of what the technology can do and does do. I mean, it really is, it's really a fantastic, it's really unheard of. I haven't seen anything like it. And, you know, we know other companies are looking at us. We know other medical companies are looking at us and asking themselves how. And the great thing about it is even if they could figure out what was figured out originally, they could never catch up with us because we have such a head start. We're continually expanding our understanding of this product and the technology and how it works and refining it. I mean, continually, it's just not even a possibility that someone could catch up with us at this point because we've spent so much time and money understanding it. Sorry, tangent, but it's true.
No, well, it's such a huge topic. I mean, this is the only redox-based skincare system in the world. And as you dig deeper into redox, and we really make this connection to cellular renewal, which really, if you want anti-aging products, you've got to be able to address the whole concept of cellular renewal. So here's our 2 redox products.
Yes, these are the 2. These are our 2 topical products. There's our intensive redox serum and RENU 28 revitalizing redox gel. Incidentally, for those of you, probably all of you are aware, but if you were not, RENU 28 is called RENU 28 because the optimal cellular renewal cycle is 28 days for skin cells, and RENU 28 helps to bring the functionality, the healthy functionality of your skin back into alignment from its aging state. So these are the 2 products, and we'll talk more about these in a moment. But going forward, anytime you see that little molecule icon that stands between them right now, that is our symbol that this is a redox product that has the redox molecules in it. We're going to talk tonight about products that do not contain redox signaling molecules, but these do. So going forward, anytime you see that little molecule, you'll know this is a redox product.
Cool.
So our flagship, we call them our flagship redox products, have that. So before we launch into a description of each of the individual components of the RENU Advanced Skincare line, I just wanted to take a second and talk about the line itself, because each piece of this skincare system is carefully crafted to complement the next product that comes after it. So it's really important that we use the system as a whole. Can you use the pieces independently? Yes, you can. Will you benefit from them? Yes, you will. Will you benefit as much as when they're used as a whole? Absolutely not. It's really a system that's built to work with each additional product and the one before it. So wherever you can, use the system as a whole, and you'll maximize the benefits that you can get. And recommend that to people, because they'll still, you may have people fall in love with a moisturizer, fall in love with the serum, whatever. They're still going to get better benefits by using them all together.
And I think that's going to become really clear as you start to go through the individual components of how these work at the cellular level, and they work with our redox technology.
Right. So on this next slide, you can see a summary of some of our initial science around these products. Alan and I were talking earlier about how all skincare companies will talk about the ingredients that they put in their products, and we're going to do that tonight too. But most companies will take the benefits of their ingredients, and then they will infer that that's a benefit of their product without actually doing the science to double check that, to prove that, to show that. And so at ASEA, we're different because we are doing our own science, and we're making claims based on our own science. And then in one-off conversations like tonight, I may talk about an individual ingredient and the individual science around that ingredient, but we're not basing our claims on the products on those ingredient claims. We're basing them on science that has been done on the whole system or on our individual products. So one of those studies is ongoing right now, and you can see some of the results right here on the screen. This is a study done by Stevens and Associates, which is another independent lab that we use. And this is on the entire system. So the initial data that we have, we don't have the completed data, but the initial data that we have shows that of the 40 participants in this study, 100% of them realized a benefit or had improvement on fine lines and wrinkles on their face, 95% on skin smoothness, radiance improvements of 85%, and that has to do with hydration and just healthy appearance of the skin. And then photo aging, which is things like age spots and photo damage to the skin, improvements on 92% of participants experienced them. So we also have data showing, wrinkle moisturization increased by 43%, and those are measured results. However, I think that this group of data is interesting because in my experience, and I actually was an associate with another company that had a skincare line, and even though that was a great product, I always had people who would try the product and really not notice any benefit. And the reality is, when you're looking at statistics, there's going to be the ones that get a great benefit and the ones that don't. But with this line, literally 100% of the participants saw a benefit, had an improvement on their fine lines and wrinkles. Look at those numbers, 92%, 85%, 95%. That means that almost everyone is going to benefit from these skincare products. And that, to me, as a person involved in making the products and marketing the products, is a great place to be. And for the people using the products, of which I am also one, that's also a great place to be, because I'm the one in the end that's realizing those benefits on my skin.
And Becky, I don't know if you're going to hit this slide later, so I don't want to steal your thunder, but not only are these amazing benefits and so many people seeing the benefits, not just a fraction, but 100% people seeing improvements in fine lines, but the same 40 trial participants were asked, even 2 weeks into their experience, hey, would you buy these products? And it was over 80%, even just into 2 weeks, said, absolutely, I would like to buy these products. Very, very high numbers. People really enjoyed using the products as well.
That's right. And we actually have an ongoing study going on right now with a group of women who are actually 2 males and mostly women, but they are not associated with ASEA in any way. And they are using our products, have been for 2 months now. And we selected these women because they had sort of high-end taste in skincare. They were consumers of expensive skincare products. And it was really funny. Just that group was hand-selected. So these aren't really great. This isn't a great representative, but we asked them, what would you pay for this product? And the numbers were crazy because they're used to paying $200 for a serum. And they're asking us, like, how do I get this? Where can I get this? Who's making this? Because we try to keep it all kind of, we didn't put any names of it. So
well, we're going to get to the numbers at the end, and I'll tell you, people
they're not crazy high.
For your entire system, we would pay, you know, that for just a little tub of something. So
that's right, and that's what, you know, I'm not saying I am, but that's, you know, people do pay that. That's a thriving industry. You know, these super high-end, high-priced products. So, okay, so on the next slide, let's just go ahead and take a look at the regimen as a whole. There are really 3 simple steps, and simple is key when you're talking about skincare because it can get crazy, and people, our lifestyles nowadays are just getting overwhelming, and nobody can manage a 10-step system or something you do every other day and then every third day and then but every day and twice a day. That's just too complicated. So our system is very simple, 3 steps, 4 products. So we're going to walk through each of those steps right now. The first step is the cleanse step. So on the right hand side of this slide, you can see some little icons, and I'm going to talk about those in just a second. But you can see an image there of our gentle refining cleanser. This cleanser, really the most important thing for us here, because it's not hard to make a cleanser that cleans, but what's hard is to make a cleanser that provides anti-aging benefits and that doesn't irritate the skin. And that's a big deal nowadays in skincare, is finding products that don't irritate the skin. And so that was really important to us. And, you know, one of the things when we submitted this to Dermatest, which is one of our independent partners, research partners, the certification that they do for us checks safety and also efficacy. And we were really happy with the irritation 0 that occurred with this cleanser. And that's not to say no one will ever have a skin reaction, because that's very prevalent nowadays. Facial skin in especially Western countries is a big thing. There are a lot of people experiencing it right now, but we didn't have any irritation with this cleanser. So let's take a look at it a little more closely. This cleanser was formulated to prepare the skin for redox signaling molecules. So we know one of the things about the redox molecules is that they're very volatile. So they to remain stable, they need a certain environment, they need certain things, they need to not be in contact with other things. And so part of the way we put this cleanser together was to make sure the skin was perfectly prepared and where possible was ready for the absorption of the redox signaling molecules in the next 2 products, which is RENU 28 and the serum. In addition to that, for those of you that are skincare junkies, you know, for a while we were buying cleansers and then toners. And the reason for that was that when you cleanse the skin, you strip that layer of moisturizing sebum from your skin, and then you have to kind of restore the pH balance with a toner. And that's sort of old news now, because first of all, we're not using soaps in our cleansers. They're gentle cleansers. And this is actually a cleanser toner together. This actually will restore pH balance while it's cleansing. In addition to that, if you go to the next slide, you can see we have some blends, some botanical blends included in the product. So the first blend is our hydrating moisture blend, and this is a bunch of plant extracts and some food extracts that are designed to increase skin's moisture level. Now with a cleanser, it's only on your skin for 15-30 seconds, so it's really hard to impact anti-aging in that short amount of time. That's why it's really important to cleanse your face twice a day, so we get kind of double the absorption of these ingredients in the short amount of time that it's on your face. Another thing Ann Billings, our global marketing director, keeps talking about that I think is interesting. Bacteria on your face, on your hands, pathogens on your hands are easily transferred onto your face. So if you're washing your face with your hands and you put the moisture, this is a foaming cleanser, right? So it makes sense it would be in your hands first and then on your face. Be sure to wash your hands first, because that is where all the icky stuff lands, is on your hands. And the second you put it near your mouth, your nose, or your eyes, you're immediately transferring all of that onto your face. Not only is it bad for your skin, it's bad for your overall health. So wash your hands first, then you put the cleanser on and use it. The next section of blends, the botanical cell renewal, I'm going to talk more about one of those blends here in just a second, is a blend that helps to increase cellular turnover, which is similar to what our redox molecules do, but in a different way. And then finally, we have a fruit and sugar cleanse. So some of the surfactants, the cleansing agents in this product, are also botanical derivatives, and that helps them be gentle and not cause irritation. So back to this botanical, oh, sorry, go ahead, Alan.
I was just going to say, just on a real, maybe trivial point, but so many people have commented how much they love the smell of the cleanser.
Yes.
just this real fresh, slightly fruity smell, and you can see with all of these fruit ingredients, you know, where that's coming from. But just so many people have commented on that.
Yeah, and you can you can definitely you can definitely smell those in there. And I think we really tried to have a fragrance that was pleasant. User experience is a big deal. People will not use a product that they don't enjoy using. You know, we have some competitors out there who have products that may or may not work, but kind of don't smell bad, and they're starting to have problems, right? Because nobody wants to use a product that's stinky on their face. That's not the case here. It smells really nice, and the men think so and the women think so. It's really a gender neutral, pleasant smell. So on this next slide, I pulled out, Alan asked me when I came on to just pull out some little bits and pieces that aren't normally what we would train on these products. And that's a key point here. I'm going to talk about a few details that I don't think should be part of every presentation with the skincare line. Really just kind of an inside group. And so I just wanted to give you an insight as to what I see. When I talk about these products, I literally can't stop talking about how awesome they are. I could go on for hours. I have so many things in my head right now that I could just go on and on about. I'm trying to limit what I say. But you can say too much, and you can get too technical, and you can give too many details. So this is one of those things here that I think is good for you to know, but it's not necessarily a piece that needs to become part of your story that you're telling about these products, unless there's a question or you need some really specifics for specific questions. So, okay, so in our cellular renewal blend that's a part of this cleanser, we have some botanical extracts, and they're fruit extracts. Actually, they come from a European blueberry it's called bilberry. And then also they come from some other different botanical sources, but they contain natural alpha hydroxy acids. Now, if you know anything about skincare, you know about alpha hydroxy acids and frankly beta hydroxy acids. Really good for the skin. It's very difficult to find a natural source of alpha hydroxy acids. Generally speaking, they cause more irritation and are not as effective. However, this is a patented blend, not by us, by our ingredient manufacturer. It's been highly researched. This is a patented blend, and also it's been very carefully concentrated, distilled, and then purified for cosmetic use, so it doesn't cause irritation, and that's why it doesn't. But it is actually more effective. It surpasses the activity and effectiveness of synthetic alpha hydroxy acids that are on the market. So we have not only a natural version of alpha hydroxy acids, but we also have a more effective version of alpha hydroxy acids. Why do you care? Alpha hydroxy acids help your skin slough off dead skin cells. So for example, you have redox signaling molecules, right? And you're putting them onto your skin, and they're helping your skin renew, and it's renewing. That does not help you if you cannot get rid of the fragments of dead skin cells on the surface of your skin. You're gonna look old. So that's why this is a key piece that goes hand in hand with the redox signaling molecules. So you're going to get all that icky stuff off your face, all these dead skin cells are going to go away, and it primes your skin for the more accelerated renewal process that takes place when you introduce the redox signaling molecules onto your skin.
I love it. Classic example of how these two products are working really well together.
Second step in the regimen, and this is the repair step, and there are actually two products here, and there's been a little confusion. People love their RENU 28, and there's a little confusion about how those two products fit together, the RENU and the serum. So the next step is the repair step, and this would be, you'd start with RENU 28, and you would use that over your whole face. For those of you that are newer to the company or newer to the skincare line, RENU 28 is our superstar product. It contains our proprietary redox signaling molecules that are going to revitalize your skin. They're going to support healthy cell renewal and natural renewal processes. Essentially, they're just going to make your skin behave more like it did when you were younger and you had young, beautiful skin. Young, beautiful skin, but younger, more beautiful skin.
Becky, I think there's a little bit of an echo. I'm not saying anything. There's an echo on the line.
Oh yeah, I can hear it.
No, you go on. I don't want to speak because of the echo.
Oh, okay, sorry. So, so RENU 28, so for the repair step, you really could do two different things. There are actually three different options. If you are younger, or if you're a man and you're not super worried about wrinkles or aging skin, you might just use RENU 28 over your whole face, and that would be fine. It's still going to give you the redox benefits. That's what I've been doing up until 2 weeks ago, and I'm so happy with the results from RENU 28. the difference between RENU 28 and the serum, which we'll talk about in a moment, is that RENU 28 is for the whole body. It's redox signaling for the whole body. So people are actually using RENU 28 for many uses, for different skin issues that they have, for various muscle issues that are occurring with them. It's really sort of a whole body therapy, and it also works awesome on the face for anti-aging, but that's really just one of the things that we use it for. So that would be one option, is you could use RENU 28 on the face. Now, you can also use RENU 28 and the serum, again, like we're going to talk about, or you can just use the serum. But RENU 28 on its own is a fantastic, that would be a fine way to fulfill the repair stage of this regimen. RENU 28 obviously has a ton of research on it. We've done, I think honestly we probably have more research on RENU 28 than we do on anything else. And so you can actually take a look at some of the benefits that we have here on this next slide. You can see that we have immediate benefits listed, and this is really stuff that you see right away when you start using RENU 28. And it happens within just a matter of minutes and can go on lasting for a while. So healthy circulation, which doesn't seem like much of a benefit, but actually healthy circulation increases a whole myriad of things, especially on skin. So 4-week benefit. So after you've been using the product for a month, you're going to see improved texture and smoothness. If you're using it on other areas of your body, you could see decreases in the appearance of cellulite. Elasticity increases. So really just, sort of an all-purpose redox health, skin improving product, but great for the face. So another part of the repair step here would be our intensive redox serum. And so you can see an image of that here. Now this is a much smaller container. This is only 15 milliliters. Our serum is a concentrate of redox signaling molecules. So it's much more concentrated than just the RENU 28 or even the ASEA redox supplement. So this is really a product that's meant to provide all the benefits of redox signaling molecules to the skin in a concentrated way. This is what we're going to use to target really visible signs of aging. So for a lot of people, they'll have wrinkles on their lip here, they call them 11s. Crow's feet around the eyes. This is really a product that you're going to use very sparingly in areas around your face for targeted anti-aging benefits. And because it's concentrated, you're going to get kind of a little more bang for your buck out of this product. Again, we do have some studies back on the individual products, and this serum is one of the ones that we have got some research back on. So you can see here on this next slide that we've got some 30-minute benefits, and this is really kind of a big deal in skincare right now. Everybody wants something that works instantly. And this category of products is really these ones that work right away. It's really where you see some of the crazy stuff that people are doing to their skin that's going to have a significant negative impact on their long-term skin health. Things like Botox, some of these injections that are being done to plump and prime areas of the face to create firmness. Even some of the ingredients that we're using to do those same things are highly, highly inflammatory. Inflammation causes swelling, right? And so you get this sort of really quick buzz of plump, beautiful, whatever, and then it goes away and it leaves your cells totally damaged and looking terrible for the long term. So the serum, I think, is just
Oh, I've still got this echo. I was trying to see this. It's like the Cinderella effect. You got to get home by midnight before this wears off, We're actually working with the body's natural cellular processes.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we have, like I said, the 30-minute benefits work really well, but it's increasing skin health overall, not damaging. And then in addition, we have some longer-term benefits that start from 2 to 4 weeks. And these are, you're starting to see here, the significant anti-aging effects, the reduction in lines and wrinkles, increases in texture and firmness, and some other really desirable anti-aging benefits, especially for the face. So this is a product that's just phenomenal. I love it. It has a great feel to it. It's a nice user experience. You really kind of can feel the smoothness right away as you're using it. So personally, I'm in that category of women that's willing to spend a little more money to start correcting some of the visible signs of aging on my facial skin. So for me, the ideal regimen would be to cleanse, use RENU 28 on my whole face, then to use the serum as a spot treatment in the kind of extra, like the extra areas where I would need it, and then move on. Again, for men who maybe aren't as sensitive to some of the appearance of aging on their face, they might just use RENU 28. Or if you have a particular issue, say you're happy in general with the appearance or youthfulness of your skin, but you just have one little thing that you're bugged with, you can use the serum as a spot treatment for that, right? A scar or whatever else. Not that we heal scarring. So, so 3 different options there, but really you just need to make sure that you're getting the redox molecules on your face. One little thing about that, again, these molecules, it's important that you allow your face to dry after you cleanse it. Then you can apply the RENU 28 and the serum at the same time. You don't have to wait for drying in between, but then you do need to wait for them to dry again before you put your moisturizer on. And that usually can take anywhere from like 30 seconds to 2 minutes, not a lot of time, but that is one key thing. You know, I think right now we're looking for ways to make the redox usage model a little more convenient, and that's something we're looking at, is how can we make it so you don't have to wait till it dries, so it doesn't interact with anything else you put on your face. But we're not there yet, so you do have to kind of have that intermediary step where you put it on, then wait a sec, and then put on your moisturizer. So, okay, so the final step in the regimen would be to replenish, we call it. And that really is this moisturizer. It's our ultra replenishing moisturizer. This moisturizer is amazing. It's packed with some fantastic anti-aging ingredients. And this is really where, even though redox is the star of the show, this is a product that's really has its own legs as far as performance goes. And all of those all of those benefits are centered around cellular health and the cellular health of the skin in a way that complements redox signaling molecules or enhances redox signaling function in the presence of the ASEA redox signaling technology. So let's go ahead and take a look at some more of those things. Again, our study done by an independent lab on the moisturizer showed that after only 2 weeks, study participants saw increases in skin elasticity and firmness, reductions in the appearance and depth of wrinkles, and additionally, increases in healthy skin cell defense, right? So that's kind of, again, coming back to the fact that your skin is your largest immune organ, really increasing the barriers of healthy skin cells so that pathogens and other things can't get into your body. So, and that's, again, a big deal in the Western world, especially where we're just surrounded. Everything we eat and drink, the air we breathe is just loaded with all kinds of stuff that really we weren't meant to take into our bodies. So you can see 2-week benefits here on the next slide. I've got some 4-week benefits, so these are a little longer term. This number here, 43%, just astronomical. And by the way, that number is based only on the moisturizer on its own. So you add redox to that, and that just, I mean, I've never seen anything like the performance of this line of products together. So use them together. I promise you won't be sorry. On its own, the moisturizer increased skin moisture by 43%. I mean, that's huge, huge number. Decrease the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, improves texture and firmness, increases skin elasticity. Alan, maybe you want to comment for a second just on the user experience. I know you've enjoyed using the moisturizer and you like it. I think you might have been a little bit of a skeptic beforehand, so maybe just comment on that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just going to mute you briefly, Becky, and I'll get you back. Yeah, you know, the one thing I do with skincare is I've always used a moisturizer, at least for the last 15, 20 years. My pretty dry skin, and I was using a fairly good brand that I would say most people say it's a mid to high level brand, and I actually ran out. I had quite a few weeks to try the RENU Advanced Moisturizer before it was launched, and then I ran out of it. I think my wife was taking it on me, and I went back to my other brand. And the difference was absolutely amazing. And again, this other brand is a really good brand, and yet it just felt slimy, it felt sticky, it felt chemically, and I just really missed this moisturizer. I never thought I would be so passionate about a moisturizer, and I find it fascinating to kind of begin to learn why I'm so passionate about it and all of the incredible ingredients that are in this moisturizer. As Becky says, this product could actually stand on its own 2 legs, just totally separate by itself. but of course it works wonderfully in the system. But let me hand it back to Becky here to go into a little bit more detail.
Yeah, thanks for adding that. I think too, the moisturizer, you can also, I think it's a great sampling product too. Really, you get it, put it on one hand, and immediately you can feel the smoothness and the softness of it. It really is really a remarkable product. So we really wanted to put some cool ingredients in here that we're going to produce some benefits for people, and we've categorized all those different ingredients into 3 kind of categories. We call them our youthful elements ingredients, and these are really kind of the cellular health, cellular rejuvenation, regeneration ingredients, a probio-oxygen blend of ingredients, and that's really formulated to increase the performance of the top layer of your skin. I'm going to talk more about that in a second. And then a detox and defense group of ingredients, and these are also botanical extracts that are designed to help, like I remember I talked about that barrier, the skin barrier, and how you know, keeping the bad stuff out is important. That's really what this group of ingredients is about. So now I'm going to go into some more of these sort of details that are super interesting and give you a ton of confidence when you use the product. But again, I don't know the necessary to lead with when you're talking about the products, but you'll love them when I talk about them. So the first I wanted to talk about just one component in that probio-oxygen category of products, of ingredients, sorry. Now this is just one, like I mentioned, one piece, it's one ingredient. It's called perfluorodecalan, decalin, I've heard both, I'm not sure exactly which is right. I heard the formulators calling it 2 different things, but you need a little bit of background to understand why this is important. In your skin, you have small capillaries that are feeding blood and thus oxygen to the lower layers of your skin. But really for the top layer of your skin, which is the most important piece, it's getting oxygen from the air around you, and it's emitting carbon dioxide through the skin to the outside area, like to the air outside, right? So we're bringing in more oxygen, we're putting out carbon dioxide. This transfer of gases from our skin to the environment around us is a very important piece of skin health, because we need oxygen for our skin cells to work right. We just do. By the time you're 30, oxygen levels in the skin drop by 25%. As you get older, up to 40, you're losing up to 50% of the oxygen in your skin. And you just can't survive. Their skin cells will not survive without oxygen. They start to get old and look yucky, and they don't work right. So if you think about it, we kind of introduce this additional redox molecules into the skin to help it renew. But you really may need, especially for those of us who are older, you may need this additional oxygen for your skin cells to actually perform properly, right? And so this is an ingredient, this perfluorodecalan, that increases oxygen content in the skin. It's actually charged with oxygen. So when you put it on your skin, it immediately brings oxygen to that stratum corneum, which is the top layer of your skin, and it immediately forces carbon dioxide out of your body, out of your top layer of skin. So it's a really important piece, and one that's super cool. It goes right along with redox signaling. And so when we talk about supporting and complementing the redox function, this is one of those ingredients that does that. It's an oxygen carrier is what it's called. This particular ingredient is produced by a company that makes a whole range of oxygen carrying products for a wide range of uses. This one is specifically formulated for cosmetic use, for topical use on the skin, but they do a whole wide range of them, because this issue of not being oxygenated enough in the body and the various tissues is a big problem for us as we age. So that's just one of many ingredients in this moisturizer. The next 2 that I wanted to talk about are in the youthful elements group of ingredients. The first one is actually listed, you can see that second bullet point I say, also known as black carrageenan. The inky name is carrageenan. So if you looked on the moisturizer bottle, the ingredient name that you would see is carrageenan. But what this really is an extract from a red algae. I don't even think I can say this. Furacelia fastigiata. It's a red algae that grows in the waters around Scandinavia. This ingredient is so cool. This ingredient, and we have clinical data on it showing that it does this. What it does is increase genetic expression in your skin cells. So I was telling Alan this story. My mother had really great skin before she passed away. My dad is a redhead who grew up in Arizona. He has terrible skin. He has skin cancer, frankly, but he has terrible skin. I just always assumed, I guess because I'm female, that I would inherit my mother's skin. But when push came to shove, I really have skin more like my dad. So I feel like I kind of got ripped off in the genetic lottery. No matter what genes I have, no matter what genes you have, if you can increase genetic expression in your skin cells, you are winning. These genes that you can see here, in some cases are increasing expression by up to 65%. Really significant improvements in their performance. And they do things like increase elastin production, you know, increase firmness of skin, increase the firmness of the barrier of the skin. So they do really important things to make your skin look healthy and beautiful. So this tagline that we have, get your best skin back, it's really a special thing because these products are formulated to help your genes express in the best, most optimal possible way. It's the best thing your skin can do, right? It's your best skin in its best possible form. So I love this ingredient because of that, because of the genetic part of it. It really is helping you with whatever genes you have, get the absolute most out of them. Okay, sorry, I can go on and on. I need to stop. I just get excited.
No, I love it. I think we've lost our echo. I can talk again. I absolutely love it. I mean, it's so, you know, I've been really enjoying using these products, and my wife is crazy about them, and she's so fussy about clean, healthy skincare. And she's so excited now that you've completed this range that goes on either side of the redox technology that she's been enjoying for so long. But you know, not only are we seeing the differences in people's skin in very, very short period of time, but it's just fascinating to just learn a little bit about the science as to kind of what's going on behind it. I mean, there's a tremendous amount of thought. I believe it was 18 months of research, Becky, that went on.
It's a lot, and that's just on our side. There's, you know, if you look at all the research that's been done to even get these ingredients to where they are with these patents, I mean, it's a lot. I keep kind of saying this about the details. You don't need the details to understand that this is an awesome product line. You don't even need these details to sell it if you're selling it. But these details, for me, are such a validation of the company's commitment to science and research. We really just tried to be so careful and so smart about everything we selected. When people call in, and you should call in if you have a concern, and they say things to me like, carrageenan is a cancer risk. You don't have a clue how carefully each component of these ingredients was selected. Carrageenan is an extract from red algae. It's perfectly safe. It's safe for organic baby formula as a food additive. Mm-hmm. So don't worry. If you have a question, call and we'll answer it. We have all the answers, but don't stress out. Call us and get the information you need to feel happy, you know, with what you've chosen. You're going to love the performance. One
of the other things just to mention, and I'm excited for you to get to this one, because this is one of the first I call them fun facts. You're sharing some fun facts here, and I love this one. But just while we're on this topic of safety, you know, one of the things I was so excited to learn, you know, as we do business around the world, and as companies, we live in a global village. It's amazing how many American-based companies and American-based skin formulas have to be changed as they enter foreign markets, you know, that have much, much stricter guidelines and regulations. Markets like Japan and Australia and Switzerland, where a lot of American companies find they have to pull out certain active ingredients, they've got to water it down, they've got to change the formula. And correct me if I'm wrong here, Becky, but our products are global ready. The formulas that we have introduced are ready to go to the world. They don't have to be changed. So we've built them to a much higher standard than just US standards. And I don't mean to offend any Americans there, but the truth is other parts of the world have much, much higher standards of safety and regulation. And our products are ready for that. I think that's a really important point.
That's absolutely right. And I'll just say this because we're working on European labels. They just went to press actually, and the ingredient panel looks slightly different. And that's based on European labeling laws, not based on any changes to the formulation. So they are global formulations. You know, I can't promise they always will be, but I think they will. We looked at the most stringent markets in formulating these. You know, there's always that one outlier market that doesn't allow you to put aqua in their, you know, skincare, but we really did look at the strictest, and we did that not because we really want to make money in those countries, but we did that because we wanted to have the safest and the most effective products out there.
Okay, get into our lipid profile. This one excites me.
Yeah, so this is a cool, this is actually a patented blend, a lipid complex, and again, when you look at the ingredient deck on the back of the bottle, you're going to see jojoba oil, macadamia seed oil, you know, squalene, phytosterol, macadamiate, and phytosterols. And some of those things sound a little bit scary. These are all parts of plants that we've used, right? So they're safe, they're natural. These are botanical components that are tailored in the lab, right? So we have sort of the best of science and the best of nature. We have science and nature working together. So we took these botanical components and they are manipulated a tiny bit in the lab to result in a lipid that almost identically matches the lipid profile in the healthiest human skin cells. So at a certain age, 22, whatever, when our skin functionality and health and beauty is at its highest, this lipid profile is what that is matched up with. So that you're increasing the functionality, the renewal capacity of your cells, you're making sure the oxygen is there for your cells, and now you have the exact macronutrient building blocks to maintain skin cell health, right? All these different esters and sterols that you need to make sure that your skin cells are supple, that they prevent, you know, different kinds of gases from getting into your skin, that they eject the right kinds of gases from your skin. This is all very important to the functionality and renewal process of the skin. So this is the identical proportion and components of the lipids in a healthy skin cell. So that's another piece of this Youthful Elements blend.
I love it. I love it. And it does. It's just this beautiful puzzle that comes together, and it's anti-aging. It's, you know, it combines with our core story of helping our skin cells renew themselves at those rates of our youth. And now we're putting in, you know, replenishing. This is the replenishing stage. We're replenishing our skin with this wonderful lipid profile of healthy 22-year-old skin. I mean, it just goes hand in hand. It's a beautiful picture.
Yeah, they all go together. So this next slide is kind of really emphasizing more of what Alan said, just the system as a whole. We should use the system together. We'll get the best benefits that way. They're designed that way. They can be used independently, but you will not realize the same benefits. Although, as we mentioned before, especially with the moisturizer, they're phenomenal products on their own, but just the collective value of them together in promoting healthy, beautiful skin is what they were designed for. And so we really want everyone to use them together and to use them twice a day to maximize those benefits that you can get.
Could you talk, Becky, just a little bit about the delivery and the pumps and how all that works?
Oh, yeah. So RENU 28 really hasn't changed if you've consumed it in the past. It's in a kind of your standard tube. The serum and the moisturizer in a little bit different container, and part of those containers are important. They are also very chosen for very specific reasons. For example, the perfluorodecalan is already it comes charged with oxygen, and every minute that it's exposed to the outside air that's not sealed, it loses some of that oxygen, right? So we really needed a specific container for those products. Same thing with our molecules, right? It had a whole separate sort of set of requirements for packaging. And so the packaging of these products was a really complex project, right? To find materials that wouldn't interact with the molecules, but that would also maintain the viability of the other more botanical ingredients in the moisturizer. So these are actually a pump that is dispensed. We actually recently have had some questions about the volume because they do leave a tiny bit in the bottom of the containers. But ASEA and quite frankly, most companies overfill. So for example, the serum is a 15 milliliter. We've listed it as 15 milliliters. The container can hold upwards of 18 milliliters. And so we're actually producing that in our own facility, this serum, and we overfill 17 or 18. You know, we have it filled to 17 or 18 milliliters just because we know there might be that little bit at the bottom you can't get to. And for people like me, that's really stressful because it's a waste and that's expensive. But the real truth is you're absolutely getting everything, the whole 15 milliliters, and quite frankly, probably a little bit more than that. So don't stress out too much about that. That, you know, we know that's going on, and it's done, you know, it's done that way because we need those specific containers for the product.
And they've all been measured out pretty much. You guys have tested these things. You've pumped them and pumped them and pumped them. That's right. Really, yep. it's twice a day. This series, this skincare system will last you a month.
That's right. That's right. Same thing with the cleanser. You're getting more than you pay for, more than what's labeled on there. And you know, you can make them go as long as you can, but you don't want to skimp on how much you're using because it does affect the benefits, right? You need to cover certain areas. With the serum, you can use a full pump. It should cover 3 square inches, so you can use it really in all of your kind of trouble areas every time, and you should get at least, you know, 2 pumps a day out of it.
Cool.
So yeah, we were really careful about all of that. We have all the data on that. So yeah. In addition to all the great things we've already said about these products, the RENU Advanced products are clinically tested. They're guaranteed, suitable for all skin types, cruelty-free, quality assured, a lot of quality assurance, I can tell you. Tested by dermatologists. We can add now gluten-free and vegan to that list on the left. I'll have to get that added. RENU Advanced products are not formulated with animal-based ingredients, parabens, phthalates, sulfates, and some of the other nastier stuff you see out there. So really try to...
Some of these ingredients that, you know, some countries in Europe, they won't allow them. And that's what I mean about our products being totally global ready. I did a little research on that propylene glycol. I found out it's like antifreeze that some companies like to put in their products. So it's really cool to know what we have in our products, but it's also really important to know what we do not have in our products as well.
Yeah, so each one of these products has been individually tested by a third-party lab, Dermatest. It's a lab out of Germany, and has earned their 5-star clinically tested seal, which means that it has been tested for safety and irritation and passed with flying colors, and also for efficacy, which means they take, you know, if it's a moisturizer, they take it and they test it for if it moisturizes. In fact, Dermatest is the one that came back and said, only once a day you earned 43% improvement in moisturization on your moisturizer. So we actually think it's better than that because it needs to be used twice a day.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're doing our due diligence. It's not just us saying this, right? We're testing it and making sure. And when we don't see the results we want, we go back and fix it so that we are guaranteeing the best results for everybody. How do I get these products is a great question. Yeah, let's do that one first. So each individual product has, you can buy them all separately. Again, we really want to encourage people to buy them together. So even though there are individual prices, and you can see those listed here, and just hearkening back to our previous conversation, these are, you know, these are mid-range prices. Unless you're shopping at the big box, really, you know, lower end retail outlets, these numbers shouldn't be very surprising to you. In fact, I kind of felt like they were really inexpensive. I didn't set the prices, but you know, the performance of these products was right up there with the Shiseidos and the Lancomes and some of these really, you know, world-class skincare products.
And that's the feedback we're getting, that, you know, and when we get in, well, actually, let's get into it, Becky. Let's look at this, because when you take the $30 saving then over the individual prices,
right, they're even more, they have more value, right? So our first sort of system that we recommend is more of a basic face care system, and this contains the cleanser, the moisturizer, and the serum, one each. So it's a 1 month supply, and we're selling that for $130 wholesale, and it comes with 100 points for commissionable volume. And this system is really your basic system, right? And we didn't include RENU 28 in this, even though you should be using RENU 28, because we have so many people that are already consuming RENU 28 that we wanted an option for them, to sort of an add-on option for them, right? So that's our basic face care system. It comes nicely packaged. The second option, this is a $40 savings over the individual prices, which, I mean, really the cost of one of the products almost. This is sort of the everybody kit. This contains 2 RENU 28, a cleanser, a moisturizer, and a serum, 190 wholesale, beg pardon, and with 150 PV. Anybody know why 2 RENU 28?
Well, it's because for your whole body.
That's right, because healthy skin, you need healthy skin everywhere, not just on your face. You know,
well, and we've seen the before and after pictures, you know, of the hands, of the stretch marks on the stomach, the thighs, the cellulite, the neck. What do the ladies call this? The décolletage?
Décolletage, right? Décolleté.
Yeah, I'm learning.
Yeah, and that's actually, you can look when you look at women on television who are really trying to appear younger. You can always tell from their necks and their hands, because no matter how much money you have, you cannot afford to get your whole body fixed. So,
really, we've got the three. We've got the 3 products: the cleanser, the moisturizer, and the serum. For somebody who really just wants to focus on the face, although we always recommend, you know, RENU.
Absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely.
But if you really want to take care of your skin, which is your largest organ, your hands, your stomach, your neck, if you've got cellulite issues, RENU 28 really is just a fantastic foundational redox product. So both of these packs have been put together. And again, when you look at the pricing with the savings, I mean, even the individual product pricing is very, very competitive, especially now that people have learned a little bit more of the science behind this and some of the amazing ingredients, very high level ingredients that have been put in these things, that it's very, very competitive. And then when you take the package pricing, it's just, I don't think anybody can beat us, Becky.
Well, I'm using the products and I love them. And, you know, we hired recently a very experienced product director to manage this brand for us. And she is just raving about the product. She can't stop. These ladies that we have using them kind of in our little consumer trial are going crazy. So we're just, I think when you do your research and you do your due diligence, and you have the kind of technology that we do, there's really nothing that we can't do. We're just anxious to see what else we can do with this redox signaling technology, what other differences we can make. So it's a really exciting place to be right now. Well,
you know, if I can just say, we've come to the end. We've hit a full hour here, and it's been just some fantastic information. I think the one thing for me, Becky, and I'll let you have the last word on this, but for me, I think I have to really believe in something for me to be able to bring it to the marketplace and represent it. I always want to feel that I'm representing the very, very best that's available. And I've been able to do that for 7 years now with our astonishing redox signaling. And I'm just so proud to say that I feel the same now with this incredible skincare range. My wife feels the same as well. Very proud to represent it. And I think for me, it's, when I look at the world today and I look at what people are doing to their skin, when I look at the toxins they're putting in their skin, and I look at the, you know, the price they're willing to pay, creating inflammation. I mean, inflammation is the #1 health risk in the world. It's the #1 health factor in the world. And yet people are inflaming their skin just to help puff out those wrinkles. And there's all sorts of products out there that have been marketed to do that. And we decided, no, we're not going to go down the tricks and the gimmicks and the smoke and the mirrors and doing these things that may have a short-term beauty component, a short-term anti-aging component, but in reality are really age accelerators. They're making you actually age faster. And we wanted to get to the very root cause of aging, which is cellular renewal and replenishing, preparing your skin, cellular renewal, and then replenishing the skin with these nutrients and these oxygen attractors. I mean, I've learned so much on this webinar tonight, but it's really getting down to the fundamental root cause of aging and slowing that process down. And the results are real. And I just love this whole slogan: healthy skin is beautiful skin. Healthy skin is younger looking skin. And with RENU Advanced, we truly can get our best skin back. I absolutely love it, and I'm so proud to represent this. And I just want to thank you for all of your tremendous effort in really helping us prepare this and launch it to the world, because it's just an amazing product offering.
It really is. Thanks for having me tonight. It's been fun to chat with you and to go through all this information. I hope it's been interesting for everybody else as well. Well, I went on and on about how awesome the products are.
No, it's great. I thought you were going to come through the screen there with some excitement.
I know, I can see I'm going to keep trying to back up because I get all excited and move forward.
I kind of went on there in my closing thoughts, but any final thoughts from you, Becky?
Nope, I thought you wrapped it up great. You said everything I would have. Yeah, I think we've said it all.
I love it. Well, listen, Becky, thank you so much for joining us on the webinar tonight. I hope all of our associates and guests enjoyed the information. This will be available also as a recording. So thank you, everybody, and a big thank you to our VP of Global Marketing and CEO, Becky Cox.
Good night, everybody.
And good night.